Y'all already know we back again. Episode 2, Attitude Era Podcast.
Yes.
We got one of the craziest guests in the building today. If you tapped into the battle rap world, if you tapped in the hip hop world, period. Before we get into that though, shout out to my co-host on the left of me, one of the creators of the show.
Z the Dropout, get money, drink water.
And another co-host and creator of the show on the right of me.
Warren Went, aka Mr. I Am Not a Gimmick.
Y'all already know we here, Attitude Era Podcast. I need everybody that's watching this video, please sign up to the Patreon. That's where we upload bonus episodes, sound offs, call outs, battle rap. At the end of every episode, on the bonus episodes, I do a freestyle based on the topic we was discussing, but you can only see that if you go to the Patreon. So, you know what I mean? It sounds like y'all need to sign up for the Patreon if you haven't already. Also, shout out to our official clothing sponsor, Chalkline, in the building. You see me with the Stone Cold jersey on right now, Z with the SmackDown. That's all available at Chalkline. They on Instagram, Twitter, and they got a website. And last but not least, make sure y'all tap into DNAGMDW.com for all clothes and merch. Now, with all that being said, illustrious battle rap career, first Latino battle rapper, grind time, smack, king of the dot, RBE, anything you can mention when it has to do to battle rap, this man has done it. Somebody that was doing it on a high level before there was even a DNA involved. You know what I mean? One of the people that showed me the game, taught me the game early on. The legend, top tier. Cortez is in the building.
Gang. Family in the building, man. Family in the building today, man.
For sure. So let me start this off with.
Hold on. Warren, where's the song we did 5 years ago with DNA? Whatever happened to this song, DNA?
Talk about you here?
Yes, I am. You hear me, homie?
I said his family in the building.
So we because
I'm just saying
it got lost for good reason.
For good reason.
He's talking crazy immediately.
And with that,
Yo, listen.
And with that, we break the ice, man. We here, man.
Listen, so
It's family here, man.
This podcast, right? Because as a kid, I had a big love for wrestling. I feel like the certain era that I was tapped into, I feel like it's the same one you was tapped into. When it switched, I just wasn't going with the change, so I kind of remove myself, distance myself. With doing this podcast, I'm tapping back in. I'm going to events now. I've never been to an event when I was a kid, so I'm going now. So I'm getting tapped in. At some point, I'll be up to date with everything going on now. But I got to go to what, you know what I mean, pulls an emotion out of me that resonates with me, and that's the Attitude Era.
It's the best era ever.
Which is considered as the best. So let's kick the show off with, in terms of battle rap, for the people that don't know, we crossing two worlds, so we educating those that just know about wrestling to intertwine with battle rap, and the battle rap people that may not be into wrestling, we here for that. And the ones that know both, then you all welcome. Cortez, in your opinion, what do you think was the Attitude Era of battle rap?
Definitely the Attitude Era of battle rap has to be our class, early URL.
I said this.
Early URL because
Can you give a timeline? Can you give years? Like
2010, 2009, 2010 to maybe 2012, 2013. Even I go to 14. I'll go from there to like Total Slaughter. Like I'll go there. It was like you got to know us. Everybody was different personalities. We weren't as cool yet to where things should still pop off and clicks was still not, you know what I mean? Like still street stuff could go on. It would still be gossips like, yo, I see such and such. It might be static. And that's what I think brung the energy around the Attitude Era. It was like you don't know what was going on, who was going to pop up, who's going to come out from the stands, who's going to get the chair, who's going to bring, you know what I mean? So I definitely feel that was the era.
I agree. I agree.
like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I extended it a couple years because it was like they wanted me to. What I said about the Attitude Era in battle rap was it wasn't in chronological order because I feel like the emerge of NWX would take part in the Attitude Era of starting the 2-on-2s, getting everybody to team up and click up. But I think like the main run of like when our class came in was over already. So I feel like it was split into two. Like that was like a resurgence to get shit lit again.
That's like ruthless aggression, if you will. Like,
Nah, it's still Attitude Era shit. It's still, to me, it's still Attitude.
Part of it?
Nah, just the energy. of what was happening. Like when the 2-on-2s happened, you ain't know who was going to team up. You ain't know what was going to happen. We going on the road.
It was the
going to
first
events.
times for a lot of things, so it brought a certain type of excitement that in the Attitude Era, when a wrestler will build his character up and then we'll finally see him get his first shot at the, you know what I mean? Like, you've seen these guys grow with their characters to champions and legends. That's what you were seeing with our era. You were seeing us, okay, boom, he's pretty dope. Then a year later, yo, he's on the main card. Now dudes are starting to build catalogs and legacies, and there's all types of shit. So you're right.
Well, I said what I said to him, and not that I disagree, and I don't have as a valid of opinion as y'all, right? But I said because I feel like by the time of the 2-on-2s, yeah, it was innovative, but y'all were who you were already. With his year, the way he broke down the years from 09 to 14, y'all still was building. It was hunger outside. Like, y'all's
It was still
savage.
who
Yeah,
were
it
the
was,
legends
but
and who were just
but
around.
the reason why I still say that's Attitude Era is because, for me anyway,
Yeah.
that shit added like 4 notches onto my
I know it
legacy with
did.
NWX.
It
with
did.
the
It was a
2-on-2s and all that.
rebrand.
Yeah, it was a rebrand. So, and the reason why I say that is because certain people use the Attitude Era as a rebrand. You feel me? Shawn Michaels was the long hair guy. He turned into a whole different person. Stone Cold needed a rebrand. He was stunning Steve Austin and then the Ringmaster.
And he had long hair.
And he had long hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Rock used Attitude Era as a rebrand. Triple H, Undertaker, like it was a lot of people that rebranded.
Yeah.
So that's why I say
I think Undertaker was a little right before it.
who?
I think Undertaker was right before the Attitude Era.
No,
But
Undertaker was early 90s.
No, he
yeah,
was
but
90.
what do you consider Attitude Era?
97.
I don't. All right, that's what I'm saying. Early 90s, I don't consider what. I consider Attitude Era like 96, 97.
No,
Like,
you're right.
Like
Yeah.
once it started getting
Yeah.
the crazy storylines. But I feel
But-
like the early 90s teased a little bit, but it was still
It's like
wrestling.
the Golden Era. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I like his year breakdown of it, because if you think about the Attitude Era lengthwise, right, it's about 96 to about 99, 2000, really.
Yeah, they said 97, 202.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
once the merge, right?
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
that's about, what, 4 or 5 years? So 09 to 14, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if we going
That's
off
the
the
only reason why I
technical
said that.
aspect, what
That's the
I'm
only reason why I said what I
saying
said,
is we
yeah.
can take, right, if we ideally took 2009 to 2012 and then we added 2015 to 17.
Nah, I don't. Yeah, I get what you're
You
saying.
got-
Break
you got
it
to add
break
to
it
the
up.
era
Break it up.
if you
Yeah,
break it
yeah.
down, because 13 and 14 is like those were cool years, but 15, 16
was when it got
was
it jumped
movies
back
again.
up. Yeah.
You feel me? And then 09 to 12. So that's what I'm saying. We can still cap it in 5. It's just not 5 straight, like what happened in wrestling, in my opinion. But speaking of that, we talked about rebrand. I got his jersey on. That's my favorite wrestler, Stone Cold.
Shouts to Stone Cold.
Facts.
In 2001, it was like highly criticized when Stone Cold finally turned heel, because Stone Cold was like the 90s, in my opinion, was like the later 90s anyway. You know what I mean? When it became rebellious just in the world in general, was like the anti-hero, the bad guy that became the good guy. That was Stone Cold. But in 2001, he officially became a bad guy at WrestleMania with Vince McMahon. So that
WrestleMania 17.
WrestleMania 17. So that's the conversation that we hear today in terms of how do we feel? Do you agree or disagree with Stone Cold turning heel at that time,
And why?
and why?
I agree. I think. What?
Yeah,
He's
let
in
him
his
Yeah,
bag.
yeah.
He's in his bag, ladies and gentlemen.
Shalom.
I felt that shit.
Nigga told you so
I'm
long. You
Salam,
hear me?
though. I'm Salam.
Yeah.
I'm Salam. Inshallah. But I agree, because I think a good. So here's the thing: Hulk Hogan turned heel, and then John Cena just kind of stayed babyface forever. And I always kind of wonder, what if he had turned heel? I think a good heel turn is kind of a way to stop something from becoming too stale, too quick. It's almost like when a battle rapper calls someone out or changes something up. A good heel turn is a way to get new stories. And also, we're talking about it to this day. That's something that's always remembered. And if it doesn't happen, it's just kind of like, what if?
Terrible.
To be honest with you, I've seen that analogy a lot, right? That a lot of people say that, like, there are certain wrestlers that didn't turn heel or they didn't change. I think Undertaker was one that he just stayed one character, but even him, he rebranded his character
Right.
multiple times. But yeah, I think it was needed. I think it was needed because Stone Cold at the time was still like he was still Stone Cold Steve Austin. But I don't think what makes you a legend is just showing one side if you're just a babyface. I think the real legends are the ones that do that they have a run as a heel and a run as a babyface. Like that separates you. So if they want to get to that type of level, then you got to do that. And Stone Cold is definitely at that level where it's like we want to see both. And his character played on that anyway.
Let me keep it 100. Stone Cold was in a prime position for that heel turn. Hold on. Let me get
I agree.
Hold on.
I'm just waiting for
He
you
was,
to get it.
he was in a prime
There's
position.
a lot of static in here, man.
No. So long.
Oh yeah, you hear me?
I'm available. He was in a prime position for the heel turn, and I say that because shortly thereafter, that's when WWE bought out WCW, and he was head of the Invasion. So he was in a prime setup for the angle. But personally, as a fan, I felt like he never needed because he was already like a bad guy, but we liked him. The anti-hero thing.
I'll tell you.
Me personally, I hate, especially the tag team with him and Triple H. I mean, Triple H is my favorite wrestler, but I just felt like
hated Triple H, bro.
Huh?
I've always hated Triple
Yo,
H.
but that's why I liked him because I seen him
Always hated
put
him.
in so much work with The Rock. I'm like, nah, this guy's great. So not to get up.
No, I don't deny him.
Yeah.
I just never jacked him, like never.
But
I
I
get
just,
it.
it was
I get
odd
it.
for me, right? As
Triple
a
H
guy
is fire, bro.
who's a fan of The Rock, seeing The Rock be so noble and always fight every week to get the title, get one step closer, always get this close, and then to go through all that and see Stone Cold not only partner up with the guy that he's been sticking the middle finger to for all these times, but
Yo, what's going on? We good?
yeah,
No
we
emergency?
good. Everything
Say he's
is-
available.
Yeah, everything
He
is
said he's
activated.
available. Yeah, we know where.
He's
It's the
on call.
available alarm.
Yeah, that's the available alarm. But to see that happen and then him align himself with Triple H, it felt real sell-outish. It really did.
So let me say this, right?
What you mean lined himself up with Triple H?
Triple H.
He lined himself up with Vince.
And then Triple H came out and they became the two-man power trip.
Yeah, but it wasn't had nothing to do with Triple
but
H
this is
to
my
me.
thing, right?
I never really liked the angle of Vince McMahon either, but it really changed a lot of things, and I get why they did it. But
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my thing, right? And I seen documentaries that say I disagree with the heel turn. I didn't like it. I hated it. And I'm a hardcore Stone Cold fan. The reason why I hated it is because it was like nobody was stale with what he was doing. Like I feel like certain people needed that shift of turn. Hulk Hogan needed it. You know what I mean? We're switching the times of the world. It's no more eat your vitamins and eat your cereal. Like at this point, it's considered corny.
But
So we
you didn't think
needed you to turn into.
you don't
know what
think
I mean?
you don't think that it made people, well, you probably do. It made people think, yeah, this is fake because he's been beefing with Vince McMahon for so long.
And that's why
how
I
all
didn't
of a
like
sudden he's cool
as
with
a
him.
kid, right? When I'm watching
Maybe
it,
that
right,
from that point of view,
when Hulk Hogan switches and he just paints his beard black, he comes out with the guys. Because at this time, we all thinking this is real. We're thinking Kevin Nash
coming
and
to
Scott
save
Hall
them.
are really
The ops.
invading WCW. Like, what are they doing? And they're really taking over. And then he teams up with them. It's the ultimate story. Like, whoever wrote that is a genius.
Yeah.
And he does that. Now, with
Eric
Stone
Bischoff.
Cold, the reason why I don't like it is because I'm tuning in every Monday night to watch Stone Cold terrorize Vince McMahon. I'm ready to see him pull up to the hospital. I'm ready to see him spray him with the beer truck. I'm ready to see him stunner him, pull up on Stephanie, do whatever. It wasn't getting boring.
Right.
So it's like we just went to a whole 360. Even if he was going to become a heel, I would rather it be
A different way.
different way.
But-
Why are you teaming up with Vince McMahon?
Right.
Who, you know what I mean? You guys sold it. We believe this.
It's
Like
terrible.
it
I
has-
seen a
the
documentary.
point of a
I
crazy
seen a
heel turn.
documentary.
And you
But
see
it's
how-
not that. If look, the reason why people that felt like I drifted off with the Hogan thing, I did that to make the analogy. If that's the way to make it crazy, that was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, because
Stone Cold's thing wasn't crazy.
It was
It's
like
like
shaky. It was like
at
shaky.
this point, y'all.
And he
y'all don't
actually
know what
turned
to
back.
do.
And he actually turned back babyface
Fast.
shortly
But-
fast
but-
because they
but-
realized it didn't
but-
work like that.
But check this out, too.
And he regretted
The
it.
timing, right? If we're going to talk about those two heel turns, the timing of Hulk Hogan's heel turn was amazing.
Yeah.
Because this was literally like right off of oh, okay, like you're Hulk Hogan and we loved you for X amount of years, and what's next?
But no one was even thinking about Hulk Hogan that night.
Right, yeah.
Like
Word.
the attention was so far off that he was so out of pocket
Yeah.
that when he walked through the curtains, it was like, oh shit, we forgot Hulk Hogan is over here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That was the scary thing. And still, him walking to the ring, I wasn't able to sit there and be like, he's coming out for them. You still didn't think that until he landed the leg drop.
Yeah.
So like that was crazy. But
Stone Cold,
as far as Stone Cold, yeah, I get what you're saying. Now that I really think about it, it's like maybe he thought he needed it. He does regret it because I seen him tell Razor that on R.P. Scott Hall on a podcast.
Yeah.
But I remember
I got a question.
but Stone Cold's character teetered with being a bad guy and a good guy. Anyway, it was just it really defined. He defined Attitude Era. If you,
Yeah,
that's
the
what
guy
the
that you
people
love.
were
Hey,
fan
you know
of.
what it
Yeah.
was
I got two
called?
questions. Oh,
I'm gonna let you go. My thing was, it was such at a wrong timing for him to turn heel. They didn't even know what to do.
Right.
See, that's what I'm saying.
They know how to follow it up. That's
when
why they
Hulk-
turned
when
him back.
Hogan turned heel.
It
It
was
was
lit.
genius because they were already booing him.
Yeah,
So now I'm gonna give y'all a reason to boo.
Right.
I'm Hollywood.
And-
Hogan. When Stone Cold turned heel, they still cheering.
Yeah, right.
Half of the
And-
crowd is cheering, and the other half is confused. Like
Facts.
he's with Vince McMahon. Like
I was confused.
the only pluses I like from his heel turn was I believe that's when we got the red and black vest.
And we got the singing Stone Cold too. And him and Kurt Angle, those segments was fire.
Yeah, those segments was fire. The what and all of that was
Yeah,
fire.
the what?
And-
Yeah. That
and
he
believe it or not-
ran his personality.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I liked the 2-man power trip.
I didn't like
I liked it. You know why? You know why I liked it? Because I felt like it was four of the biggest stars competing. I liked it.
Who they
because of
going
who
against? Kurt Angle?
No, Undertaker and Kane.
Kane.
Oh yeah,
But you
That's
know
why I
what?
liked
yeah,
it because
yeah,
they
yeah.
chose the Brothers of Destruction
Yeah.
to go
Again.
against. I felt like they did.
I didn't like it though because Triple H was like the M Bison of the whole era. Stone Cold, Rock, all of them, he was the M Bison. So that power trip, yeah, like I get the whole science of aligning Stone Cold and Triple H, but again,
Timing was bad too. You know why? Because that same year, Triple H beat Stone Cold in 3 stages of hell for the belt.
facts.
So it kind of
It
the
just-
reason why I didn't like it is because it's like one thing people always have to remember too. No matter what you're doing with a script, no matter what you're doing, anything, the same thing goes for battle rap. Once you build somebody up to a certain criteria, I mean, in our world, we control our own destiny. But in that world, you have to make. If you made Stone Cold this immortal guy, why would you have him get defeated and then team up with the person? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? It looks like I can't beat him,
That's
join
what
him
I'm
situation,
saying, man.
and I
don't
feel
that.
like that in a sense
Yeah.
the face like brought his stature down. That's like you being the legendary Cortez.
It
And it's
actually
like,
allowed The Rock to get a level up on him at the
Yeah.
time.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I also
What's
thought
it
at
too?
the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
at the time, I thought they did that because maybe the company felt like The Rock was the flagship right now. So
Possible.
Stone Cold changed it up a little bit. You know, let's see if this works. And by that time, we'll be able to know if the people just want you to stay like this or not, because The Rock is on your heels. Because technically, it is The Rock on his heels. Stone Cold was there; he was the man. Then The Rock came right behind him,
was on him,
and it was just a power struggle. So one day you go with Stone Cold, next day you go with The Rock. So even it's crazy. When Hulk Hogan turned heel, it was so good it allowed Sting to even change his whole.
Yeah.
And change
was just talking about
and
that
that,
last
you know what I'm
episode.
saying?
Yeah.
So like that that a real good, that's probably the best. That's easily the best heel turn. Like,
hold on.
We're gonna get to
was
that.
I was just about. That's crazy. I was just about to ask.
what's the question?
Yes. So 2 questions. One, what is the greatest heel turn in battle rap?
In battle rap,
I was gonna say, is there an example of that, right? Because there's definitely
What is
heels
the
and
greatest-
good guys, but
Yeah.
is there an
Hold on,
example of like a
hold
good
on,
guy
right?
becoming
Hold
bad?
on, before we jump into that, because that's the next topic we're going to. I just wanted to also end it off with, I would have Jack Stone Cold turning heel, because it would have been a heel turn in the sense of it's kind of like he turned bad, but it would still keep his persona of what he was doing. I like the storyline when the invasion happened, because we're gonna say that for his own episode. But when he turned on WWE and went back to ECW, that should have been the heel turn, because he's originally from ECW. So now he teamed up with Paul Heyman and did that, because even through that, people still liked him because it's Stone Cold. Like, I feel like that's the way you finagle Stone Cold halfway turning bad. Like, because going with Vince is like, you're more like, this the thing, right? What people
I think
understand,
Vince just wanted to get more shine.
yeah, with battle rap, with wrestling, with any type of sports or show and entertainment, no matter what people say, they're emotionally invested. So I'm emotionally invested to see this nigga stun Vince. This is what I want to see. I mean, now, however y'all free, like when somebody wants to see something, we done seen artists, even in hip hop, niggas make, excuse my language, where people make the same album 10 times in a row. When somebody's emotionally invested, they're gonna say the same thing 20 different ways, and you're gonna buy it and say this is fire because I want it. So now that you already pulled that emotion from us to see the man, the high up, the owner of the company go against the guy that defies all the rules, there's so many angles and ways that you can keep doing that. Then you know what I mean, making y'all team up. And it's horrible, but.
That's a fire question.
And then I'll take the second one. I'll take the second one after.
I think the biggest heel turn, and it's crazy because he just wasn't lit at all to me, but everyone knew he was nice. They like, because when he changed, and he got the tattoo, and then he started doing all the costumes, it was weirdo shit going on, but everybody knew Captain America, and everyone was like, yo, he's nice, he got something. He just didn't know how to market it. Then he just started doing wild shit on before the gram. He was doing wild shit on YouTube, just antics. He wore the Ku Klux Klan. He took a shit on stage. He did wild shit. He dressed up as a slave. Like, these are stuff I was there for that I'm like, yo, he's bugged out. You don't know what you're going to get with him. And then he'll show up and battle Charlie Clips and have a great battle. Or he'll show up at Tay-Rock and be, like, phenomenal. And you sit there and be like, yo, you don't know who this guy is. I think that's the greatest...
He definitely turned.
Yeah.
That's the greatest heel turn.
Would you say Disaster also kind of had a heel turn and maybe even back to like a baby face now with the whole GTX thing?
I just think Disaster's Disaster. If you know him,
Disaster's
he's always been like that. Yeah, he's always been like that.
No, he's never been good.
This gets to my second question.
I think he used, and especially against the battle with him, he realized that, okay, I'm gonna be the X-Factor. I'm going to be the odd nigga that's going to go to the other league and just be the face of this league and carry that weight on my shoulders, because the angles he used against you was that. He used it like on some y'all against me, against us. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm holding it down for us. And it generated like followers, because everybody on that side, they look at this like he can't do.
He's
no
the
wrong,
god.
you know what I'm saying?
On that
so
side, he's one of the gods.
But they like though.
Greatest heel turn ever.
So second question. So it's a two-part question. So do you feel like you are a baby face or a heel battle rapper? And whichever answer you put, you know, baby face, good guy, heel, bad guy, whichever you pick, what battle was the moment you realized you were that, and why?
That's a good question. I don't think I'm a heel. I don't know. What? I'd rather your opinion first. I want to know what the opinions of the people like, cause I don't know. Cause like my fans, the Cortez fans, or diehard Cortez fans.
You're not a
we
heel
want to
at
see
all.
you win.
I would say
We want to see you win. We want to see, you know,
Yeah.
But a battle, I feel like the surf battle recently is something that really changed a lot of opinions that I see. But you know, if I gotta go back, to maybe Holland. Not even Holland. I would probably go back to Head Ice. Because Head Ice Part 1 is because Head Ice Part 1 is the one where everyone was just like, he needs his just due. Y'all shitting on him.
Right.
This kid is nice. He deserves a shot. So then me going to URL after all that, coming from Grind Time, doing the Lions, then nobody, you know, like they called me last. They thought they was lining me up. I still did all that. And then I get on URL before Ice. I get on URL before Good. It made it be like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like we fucking with Core right now. He deserves this. So I say Head Ice Part 1.
That's fine.
My next question, since we still on that topic, wrestling from everybody here, top 3 baby faces, top 3 heels.
Stop the guess, man.
To me, Razor Ramon is my favorite battler. Like, so I don't know.
You mean
No, listen.
Okay.
Razor Ramon, the bad guy, right? Yeah, but when he won them belts against Shawn Michaels, he wasn't the heel. He was the baby face. Scott Hall is one of the best heels ever, because then he did NWO. Scott Hall, NWO, Razor Ramon, babyface.
Okay.
So that's why he's the favorite for me because I love both
So,
of
yeah,
them.
that's
Now
1-1.
2 for each. Hollywood Hogan is still a great heel. I don't care what nobody says.
Of
course.
Hollywood Hogan is a
One of the
great,
greatest.
great,
One of the
great,
greatest.
great heel. And babyface, I still put Sting when he was. I mean, do you consider Sting the Crow, like as a babyface? Because
He still was.
No, he
he
is.
still
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
He
people
still
love
was.
him.
I
Yeah.
like that because he was just popping out
Yeah.
and just doing
Wilding
whatever
on
he
it.
want. Yeah,
Wilding,
wilding
wilding.
on people. And I would say the same thing.
They're available.
That's upstairs?
No,
That's outside.
Oh, that's they getting active over there. You hear me? They got a backyardigans match.
But you know what? I'm
He
wilding.
wrestling.
But you know what? I'm wilding because Stone Cold and The Rock are still my 2 favorite baby faces along with Razor. So Stone Cold and The Rock and Razor is my baby faces. Heels, Scott Hall, Hollywood Hogan.
It's
and-
getting hectic over there. Be
Yo, they
quiet
about to
before I
wrestle.
stun
They
them
about
one of
to
y'all
wrestle.
They
niggas.
about to
Over there.
wrestle live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
on
real.
Patreon.
Damn, who's a hit? Ted DiBiase.
Okay. I'm not mad
I
at
like
that.
the $1 million man. I like the fact that he could buy your bitch. Like I like shit like that. Like you know what I mean? If it ain't him, it's Ric
You
Flair.
hear me?
Ooh,
that's
Ric
crazy.
Flair,
I was
Ric
just
Flair,
about to
Ric
say,
Flair,
that's
Ric
crazy.
I was waiting. What we
Yo,
doing?
Ric Flair could buy your
great.
bitch too. Ric
Alright,
Flair
so-
could buy your bitch too. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
top 3 baby faces. Gotta go with The Rock.
Yeah.
Gotta go with The Rock. Just because he brought a swag to the baby face.
Yeah.
Like I felt like before The Rock, most baby faces were very traditional. You know, you even got the whole Hogan, eat your vitamins and all that. Like, nah, Rock was like, listen, it doesn't matter who you are. It's me. So
You smell the Rock.
Right, you smell me? So as I say, The Rock number 1 with the baby faces number 1 heel Triple H. I just felt like if you was a fan of people like The Rock and Stone Cold, you always saw this guy. You know what I'm saying? And that was the case for me. I was a big Rock fan, not that I'm not, but me watching Triple H do what he do, I had to respect it. I'm like, nah, he's putting in too much pain to secure his legacy and everything for it to not go to waste. So those are my 1-1. 2, I would say Shawn Michaels as a heel, man. Shawn Michaels as a heel, he just was one of them dudes that's like, it doesn't matter who you are, how big you are, how ill you think you are, I'm him. This Heartbreak Kid. It's me. I can do what I want to do
As a heel.
as a heel. Shawn Michaels as a
Kicking
heel.
Marty Jannetty through the glass.
Right, wow.
Man.
Insane.
His heel work is ill to me versus his baby face. So that's my number 2 heel. Number 2 baby face, I would have to say, if we talking Attitude Era.
You're saying in general, right? In general.
No, but we're going to keep it there. I can keep
Yeah,
it
yeah.
there. I'll keep it
He's
there.
technical.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Mankind. LI, you know I gotta represent LI. Mick Foley, what's up? We here.
Good night.
And really because he had, he was a part of the highest rating episode during the Monday Night Wars. Let's put some respect on my man name.
Facts.
He devoted himself purely to the culture, to the craft. So you gotta admire that.
Yeah.
So those are my number 2s, and then number 3, I would say, number 3, babyface. I'ma say China.
Good
And the reason why I'm
night.
saying
China?
Good night.
China?
China. And the reason
Good
why I'm gonna say
night.
that's because she revolutionized the whole women's division.
Did she?
I mean, look.
I think she did.
I feel
Yeah,
like between
I
I feel
think
like
so.
between her and Trish Stratus is the reason why I care about women's wrestling. Like as far as the early start of it, fact. And then number 3 heels, I would have to say, I probably have to throw Rick Rude in there. Rick Rude is just, what's up? He's coming out.
Oh, you said China as a baby face.
as a baby face.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
come
I'm
on,
sorry. I
respectfully.
apologize.
Yeah. So Rick Rude number 3 because
What the hell?
just his tactics, how he approached the game. He coming out with your wifey on his pants. That's wild. So yeah. God bless.
Number 1 hail for me, Vince McMahon, man.
Yep. that was-
Okay. That's a good
Why
one.
are we acting like this man?
Yeah.
I mean, from
He was shutting shit down or whatever the fuck he
he
wanted.
robbed Bret Hart out of the championship.
Yeah, he did him filthy.
No, I mean, he did Bret
Shout outs
filthy,
to Bret, man.
and from that moment, he didn't have no remorse. Like that segment
He took
right
that
there.
egg- he took that and turned it
his
into-
character.
yeah.
From that point forward, it was like, I mean, don't, no chance. I mean, going against the ball, like he was insane with the little strut and all that, like he's going crazy. So that's number one for me. Two, Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game. Like I was like, when Cole was saying all the other names, I'm like, why is he not getting to? Now I mean, Ric Flair begging and pleading for you not to hit him as soon as the ref turn away. Boom. Now I mean, still cheering. 16-time champion. Now I mean, and his promo. We're gonna do that on the episode.
Yeah. His
because
promo game
Ric
is
Flair's promo game is
unmatched.
unmatched.
and it was ahead of his time.
Way ahead of his time. They still use it now.
Yeah.
You know what?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
act
that.
like Randy wasn't doing them too. Bro.
Randy who?
What do you mean Randy who?
Orton?
Dusty
Savage?
Rose.
Savage.
Dusty Rose had better
But we
promo than
gonna
Randy
talk about that
Savage.
Salute to Randy.
Yeah.
Legend. But Ric Flair?
No, of course. But
Rolex
levels.
wearing?
Yeah.
He made it seem
Space
like
Mountain, nigga.
yeah.
What?
First of all, Ric
I'm
Flair,
joking.
Ric Flair made it seem like it was money in wrestling when it wasn't.
Yeah, no, I'm talking
Pulling
crazy.
up in helicopters, pulling up in limousines. Come on, popping champagne. Like he's the epitome of that type of talk. You know what I mean? And three, I'm gonna go with the game. Triple H.
Facts, you got
I mean, he's one of the craziest heels that was around. Baby faces, Stone Cold, The Rock, and The Undertaker, man.
Undertaker?
Everybody loved The
I knew you was
Undertaker.
gonna say the Undertaker.
That's one of my favorites.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Which
Yeah, I love The
Undertaker?
Oh, classic Undertaker.
Great gloves?
Nah. When you like away from the gloves, I wasn't watching old Western Undertaker.
Sleeve cut. Yeah.
That is old Western Undertaker.
Old Western
Yo,
Undertaker's
that's
different, you hear
a
me?
fact.
He wasn't with not the tie, not the big,
I wasn't
not the
watching
big
that.
bow tie.
Yeah.
That's too early.
He
for me.
had the mask on or something. The little
The mask was. I hated the mask. Terrible. You know. Originally, his name was the Undertaker Kane,
Yeah.
Like a
Yep.
full thing?
Yeah.
and they dropped it, and then they wound up revisiting it and using it to make it his brother later. His first ever wrestling debut on WWF, he came out as that name and then went across the screen. That's the only time that he was the Undertaker Kane.
Fire.
Or Kane the Undertaker. It's one of the two. But
I
yeah,
think it was Kane the Undertaker.
it might be Kane the Undertaker. Yeah.
Oh wow, so Kane was like really his name. He was,
No, and that was already inscripted for what they used later, which is, I mean, yeah. What's your three?
so I'm gonna try to name people who haven't already been named. For babyface, first gotta go John Cena. Never turned heel.
Absolutely.
He is the guy. Like even if they boo him, like he is the
He
good
turned
guy.
heel again.
Yeah.
No, he. Oh well, yeah. He never
gotta
went
be
back.
technical.
Yeah, he
Right.
never went back.
Right.
And for that with heel, I've got to go with his counterpart that really had one of the greatest rivalries. I think Randy Orton was easily one of the greatest heels. I remember an episode where I saw Randy Orton handcuff Triple H to the ring, RKO Stephanie,
And then kiss her.
and then
Yeah.
kiss her as
Yeah,
she's passed
disrespectful.
out on the floor.
Yeah,
That is some of the most heel stuff.
Now he do
I
got
think I've
some of
ever
the greatest
seen.
heel moments. Facts.
Yeah. Another really good heel that I think is kind of slept on is Edge. Edge, especially
Super.
during the Attitude Era, he put Mick Foley through like a table that was on fire. He stole Lita
Bro.
from Matt Hart. That's the most heel thing you
That's
can
the
do.
greatest rival. One of the greatest rivalries, low key.
That's one of the most heel things you can really do. Like, is that? And then I think another one of the greatest heels. Well, let me go babyface from that. I think a really good underdog babyface who's never really the bad guy is Rey Mysterio. I think he's always like someone who's fun to cheer for and who's always kind of, we know he's the good guy. And on that note, I think another one of the greatest heels, Eddie Guerrero, like he didn't really, like he said Dominic was his son. He didn't
I
really
was just about to say
care
That
how
was
low.
insane.
That was a great
That was insane.
story.
That was a low blow. That
He
was
didn't
crazy.
care how, like, how low it would go. He would just.
He snapped. Immediate water.
Shout out to
And then I think another one of the best baby faces, and I'm gonna keep it recent again, and he has turned heel. Daniel Bryan, I think in his baby face run, was a little unmatched. Like people just loved him. You couldn't get
when they had the Occupy Raw.
yeah, and it was like yes. I think that was probably one of the best baby faces I remember seeing, and that's a little more recent.
So now before we go to the next
But wait,
topic,
he need his last heel. He said he wasn't gonna stay. No, his last. You ain't say your last heel. You said 3 baby faces, but you said before I get to my third heel.
No, I said I give one more, but I said Randy, Edge, and and Eddie Guerrero, but I gotta give an honorable mention. Probably the best bad guy of all time, Andre the Giant. He was huge. Like, everyone was scared of him. I think he might have turned babyface, kind of, but he was probably one of the first and
he
best
had no words,
bad guys.
and he didn't speak at all.
Yeah, he had no. He couldn't speak. He was like a true monster, like
Frankenstein type shit.
Exactly.
I'm gonna switch things up, and I'm gonna go first because we just gonna stay on the topic of that battle rap. Top 3 baby faces. Top
like
3.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So,
got you.
you gonna go first?
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, all right.
My 3
Heels.
top 3 villains. Number 1, T-Rex. He's hands down one of the greatest villains of battle rap. You know what I mean? That never switched. He's always been a villain. You just had to come to a point of liking him as the villain.
Right.
2, Surf. You can't go against Sue Surf. You know what I mean? He's not conforming, changing. Everything is about the numbers. Everything is about the marketing and all that, talking crazy, interviews, him. Yeah. And 3, Math.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Also, you know.
He had that whole persona.
Yeah, he had that
but
persona and stuck to
and you
it.
believed it, so it's like it was like empowering and yeah.
Yeah. And 3 faces. Number 1, Clips.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he can't do no wrong.
Like, Clips can do no wrong no matter what he does. Even in the times of him not taking it serious where he's supposed to. It was like, please get it together. We're just waiting to cheer for you.
Yeah.
We can't right now. You're
Like,
not
can you
giving
stop
us
playing
something.
around, bro,
Can you
please?
stop playing around so we can cheer. So he has to be number 1. 2, Hollow. Hollow. Listen, we'll say this on the podcast because I feel like the era of caring about ticket sales even happened. Like, Hollow was URL's number 1 ticket seller. When Hollow used to get booked for events, every time it was a guarantee it would sell out. That's why Hollow main evented probably the most out of all of us in that time period because it was a sure shot. And everybody loved him. Like, Warren is one of them. And I had personal friends. Like, everybody always...
Warren's one.
No, like early on in my career,
He knows
early on in my career, it always like I wouldn't even have to ask. It'd just be like, "Yo, D, you doing your thing?" Like, you know, my favorite is Hollow.
Stay away
Just
from
love
him.
him.
Stay
I love
away from
you.
him.
Stay away from him. I just love the way I'll put your bread. So it's like Hollow was always a fan favorite. So he got to be one. And I'm not doing this in order because times past. You can put in whatever you want. But third, Tay-Rock.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was gonna say Tay-Rock for sure.
We can't negate like
Yeah,
this guy is like it's the
They
automatic.
love
It's a button. You know what I mean? You show up to an event. It's 1,500 people there. The 4th bar lands. The button gets pushed and the crowd erupts.
Y'all mind if I go?
Yeah, go ahead. That's my shit.
No, fire.
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing even your heel choices. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. So no order, but definitely Arsenal. Just
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't mention that. Arsenal has to be.
As soon as I hear heel, I hear Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I have to follow up with Sue Surf, like just back to back, right off.
For sure. Jersey.
Number 3, I don't want to, offend nobody. It's all, we just here to talk. Disaster. I don't know him as anything else other than.
Why you put a disclaimer though? That's what he is. He said, I don't want to offend nobody.
My son is loyal. You heard? He's loyal. Yeah.
Loyalty runs deep, but still. So those are my 3. Faces. Shouts to Hollow. You know what I'm saying? Hollow
For sure.
Hollow the dinner.
For sure.
And honestly, because I've seen him have moments everywhere he was at.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like even when he did the battles, he was doing 2-on-2s in Houston, gangster. Like
back in the day, yeah,
for real. So,
I mean, like the WRC shit?
WRC.
like I ain't gonna lie, he's probably
Absolutely.
like the one battle rapper that, of course, next to Gang, that I've watched all his battles. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he might have his uncanny style, and some people may not agree, but he do his absolute best to serve the folks, serve the fans. So salute to him. So him, I'm gonna say this, and not because I'm like superbly tapped in, but just like politics on the outside. But Geechee, you know what I'm saying? Geechee, I feel like everything that he's doing with the culture. Because I haven't watched all his battles, but you can't take nothing away from Geechee like at all. Like,
at all.
He's putting in the work, and not only is he putting in the work, but he's putting the quality.
Rapid pace.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
for sure.
quality to it. That. So we there too, and I mean, you know, it goes without saying. I gotta put my brother in there, and the only reason why I gotta put my brother in there is because, you know, we've had these talks. But if I may, you know, I feel like as revered and as great as you are, and as much as people's giving you your love and respect and your flowers, I still feel like you're underrated. I still feel like people can't really fathom the level that you on and you at.
Mentally.
Real rap.
So does that make me a face or a heel? What we doing?
No, you a face.
I think
bro.
a face
You
for sure.
You the face that go through it.
I think you was a heel at one time too, but it wasn't.
No, my heel turn.
It wasn't.
My heel turn was NWX.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't.
That's when I didn't give it.
They don't deserve me.
Yeah, that too.
Right?
That's
That too.
the times when I didn't care no more.
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah, those are my.
it is what it is.
You know,
Nah.
and just for the record, it's weird to say you because it's like I would want to say you as a face, but like I feel like the people move with you like a heel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I say I'm
that's why-
stuck in the middle. Like I'm
yeah,
stuck in the middle. Like
yeah.
I don't think I'm over here where like I'm menacing or anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But it's like I gotta be on some fuck everybody type
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
That's
type
what
shit.
they want.
That's
Like,
what they.
yo,
That's what they want.
from you. Yep.
As far as the hit, like I already said, Daylight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So T-Rex, but I'm really surprised no one mentioned Cassidy. As much shit as Cassidy talks, bro,
Fire.
bro, it went out, baby.
Good night.
Cassidy for sure is one of the top heels of all time. You know what I'm saying? Is one of the top heels of all time. He was talking so much shit. And that's the thing about it. That's the thing about it. He's terrible.
You hear me?
He's terrible, but he says, I'm 5,000-0. Oh, axe goods. I'm 5,001-0. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? I asked his ass, I'm 5,002-0. I've never lost in my life. Oh, are you still cool with niggas after you battle them? No. Why would I?
Yeah, Cassidy's
like,
a
I
good
don't fuck with y'all. I'm making y'all to like, what?
Yeah,
They're
now you
crazy.
so crazy, yeah.
Crazy.
That's a fight.
Crazy. Cassidy. I can't believe nobody mentioned him as a heel. So those my three, because honestly, I don't watch battles all the time, or I don't watch interviews, but if I see a T-Rex interview, if I see a Cassidy interview, or I see a Daylight interview, it's like you're drawn to watch those interviews to see what the fuck they're gonna talk about.
They really about the character. So yeah.
Now, as far as baby faces, I definitely have to go with Murder Mook. For a long time, he's the baby face of battle rap. I'm talking about from the Smack DVD era up until he battled Iron Solomon, right? Because then that's when niggas turn, because you got to see him in the new era and things changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're talking 2012 from 2001, 2000. That's the longest babyface run still in battle rap, if you ask me. He was the main constant of battle rap.
For sure.
Murder Mook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, they go hand in hand. You know, besides him, I would definitely say Geechee now, because Geechee's run now he's the new Mook on that level, like that. Like, he can't do no wrong. He always shows up. It's like whoever you put in front of him, they can't get rid of him, and that's the same thing it was with Mook at the time. And my third baby face, I don't want to say somebody that we've already said. I like Clips or Tay-Rock.
You are?
I don't really be looking at Lux as I feel like Mook out baby faced him, you know, for a long time. So
What about the Iron one?
Iron is cool, but like I'm talking about the main impact. I would probably say,
Oh my God.
Man, I gotta go with Tay-Rock then. I gotta go with Tay-Rock because it was just so much. It was just like people wanted to see him, and it was that's light. Like that got created because he's saying some amazing shit, and then he'll say some shit that is light, and he'll just be like, that's light, and they'll be like, we know, and they're going crazy for him.
That's crazy.
He had a shield around. He had a shield around him that you couldn't get through like for a long time. You know what I mean? Definitely Tay-Rock.
I gotta say, I'm gonna try again to stick to people no one said.
We gotta have you stop going
I'm
last.
kind of surprised for heels. No one has said Shotgun Suge.
I was gonna say
I would put him in. You know, he's running around,
Pocket checking.
Yeah, pocket checking people. He's like towering over them, using. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to be
you worried
the.
about pocket check him? Sure.
No, I'm not worried about no pocket check.
Sure.
Sure.
I'm available.
For all but
Another one who I think kind of teeters, but I think I would consider him a heel. Averb. I think he's
Oh,
always.
no. He doesn't teeter. How we miss Verb?
Yeah, I think. Averb is always talking shit to someone. Right now, he just felt that someone said his name and started a space to talk shit about it. Like Averb, great.
I thought one I was gonna say.
Before my last one, I got to give an honorable mention to one of the females. 40 Bars gets kind of vicious with her opponents and just her social media.
Everything is personal with her.
And
everything.
Again, kind of teetering, but I think I would see them as a heel. Briz Rothstein. He's always, I don't think he's like his.
Nah, they
I
love
think
Briz.
they do love Briz. His image, he tries to be the
villain.
Send a sticky note to the dark side. Saying, come back, Briz. They want him to come back.
For baby faces, I think people have a hard time booing JC ever. I think JC is a really good baby face. He could pretty much always get the crowd.
I'll go with Nitty over JC though.
Huh?
I will go with Nitty over
that was
JC.
my next one. I think Rum Nitty.
Nitty can't do nothing wrong.
I think Rum Nitty is another big baby face. And then again, just to say someone who hasn't been said before, I feel like Sharon. It doesn't really get more baby face than Sharon. Like he is the ultimate.
At all. Immediately.
That's good.
So now that we got that out the way, we want to get to one of the most infamous segments. This is where it gets tricky. Some people.
This is where y'all line me up at.
Nah, we're not lining you up at all. That's we don't operate on that type of time. We don't do that type of show.
It could be depending on how he answers though.
Is it the kick out?
No.
But who we think?
Yeah, but this segment is called "What Wrestler Would You Be?" So we asked you if you could, just so you know the context of what we're saying, if you could mirror what wrestler you would be. It goes with stats, career, accolades,
timing,
the way way people view you, and all that. We'll ask you, and then we'll give our three opinions on who we think you are. So, in your opinion, what wrestler do you think you are?
Okay, I have two, right?
All right.
That I mimic. One is a bigger name, but when I give the explanation, you know what I'm saying, it makes sense. Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig.
Okay.
Right.
I like that.
And even though he is my favorite wrestler of all time, Scott Hall, right? Now, I look at their timing. I look at their timing, right? They were never champions of ever. Like they never received the belt. Like, it's crazy to really sit there and say Scott Hall never won the WWF championship.
And they were Intercontinental champions, but yeah.
But I'm talking about
that's the top prize.
WWF. And I look at the Intercontinentals, like I've done the Summer Madnesses, I've done the Notes, but I never headlined one, right? I look at also the fact that I'm global. I've battled all in different countries and different continents, right? So, like, I have the name and the celebrity to get out there. The same thing with Mr. Perfect. I feel like everyone knew he was fire. Mr. Perfect also helped put a lot of people on behind the scenes, but he never got his rightfully just due. Everybody fucked with him, though. Every major clique he was a part of, like
he was NWO.
Yeah, he was NWO. He was DX. I think. Behind the scenes, he helped instrument some of those movements and stuff like that. You know. He was around the Heart Foundation. It was all that. So I look at him as a real big template too, and those were my two favorite wrestlers. And so it's crazy to me. I just feel like both those guys, immense talent, great cards, great events they were on. You know, sold merch. They had a celebrity about them, but at the same time, for whatever reason it was, and they both came in great timings where they were surrounded by nothing but great wrestlers and great movements. But at the same time, they never, for whatever reason, got like the main top pickings, the top tier type thing. You know what I mean? So
correct. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I like that analysis.
See,
we had you going last on everyone. We're gonna let you take the floor before, you know what I mean?
But see, with my opinion now, sway what y'all think.
No, I have my own wrestler.
Not at all.
We want you to go first, so you're not.
But I hope y'all feel like mine is better though. After that, you know what, Cole? We like your answer better.
Yo, your answer was fire though.
Your answer's fire, bro.
mean?
Real talk.
Yeah, I had an answer before too. Someone who I think was who's an OG. He's been around. He's known, he talks his shit, and he gets into good fights. He was fighting for a long time. Like, had a little bit of they didn't know what they were doing with him, and then they brought him back. My answer from before, I would say Rowdy Roddy Piper is who I would compare you in your career to. Also, he had a lot of underdog bouts, a lot of battles, wrestling matches he went into
As the underdog.
And he, for a while, that was a little bit of his thing, the underdog. So I would say Rowdy Piper.
That's fire, though. That's fire. Roddy's a great answer. Shalom.
It's on you. Who you got?
I'm not even gonna lie, cause Core's picks is
Fire.
fire.
I like him a lot.
Like
Super.
But just in the interest of entertainment, I probably would have to say Macho Man. And this might sound weird.
Always
y'all,
keep a bad bitch with him.
You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, but listen. Off record, on record, that is a fact, but we're not gonna talk about that. God bless you. So for me,
I'm available.
I'm available too. I'm available with you. Nah, but in all honesty, I feel like when it's all said and done, this is a Hall of Fame career we talking.
Facts.
Whether you like it or not, it's a Hall of Fame career we talking. We can't take anything away from what this man's done. It's funny having a personal connection with him, and I've told you, I say I like your music better than facts. You know what I mean? Just respectfully.
Appreciate that.
But I can't act as if like you don't have these moments in battle rap that are timeless. But again, it goes back to that just do. So I feel like with Macho Man, he's had his moments. He had them title runs and all that. But when you talk Macho Man, and then you start talking Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan, you might distance away just because you're talking about Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
But let's not forget it's Macho Man. You know what I'm saying? He got that elbow, but that elbow was effective. When Core is, as he likes to say, motivated, he's coming through. No, I love you, bro.
Like,
Big facts. It's big facts.
When you're
Super
motivated,
facts.
you
Talking
come
this
through.
shit.
Yeah.
I can't act like he's been motivated and didn't come through. So I say Macho Man.
Gang, fire.
Yeah.
Fire. What's up, D? Talk to me.
Could be in that.
I don't know how you gonna be Razor, Mr. Perfect, Macho Man, Roddy Piper.
You probably not gonna fuck with him. For sure. You probably gonna get sick, but
He said I'm not gonna.
Did you know their picks?
no.
Okay, that's good. That's dope.
What we do, we don't discuss.
Yeah.
Like I try to make sure we told you so you have an idea and time to come
That's what
over
makes
it.
it
But
fun, though.
yeah, we go to me personally, I would say the Big Show.
No cap. That was one of mine.
Big Show is good though. The Big Show is good though.
You know why I say that? Because it's a wrestler that I feel like is gonna make the Hall of Fame. I believe he did already.
Nah.
Not yet.
Not yet, but he's gonna make the Hall of Fame,
Hands down.
which I feel like mirrors your career because you are a legend in battle rap, a pioneer. Big Show's been around from the beginning. I use his height in mirror to you being the first Spanish battle rapper. Like it's just a prominent figure.
yeah.
Like that's like something that aligns. And he's respected amongst all his peers, but he's underrated. You know what I mean? Like a lot of fans don't gravitate to him the way they should, and it's just. You know what I mean? A push.
Yeah.
It's really a push. You know what I mean? If Big Show was ever pushed, I feel like they tried the Andre the Giant thing, but I don't think they really harnessed on it the way I would have liked to see it. I feel like that would have turned out more like they played with the angle that he was his son and all that. But
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I just feel like if it was different pushes, it would have went more. And I feel the same thing with you. Like a lot of times people would just base it on skill set, but it's also the opportunities being provided and given. Like, you know what I mean? Headlining and doing all that is just, at this time, this is what we pushing, this is what we marketing. But at the same time, when you said they wasn't champions, I do feel like you've had championship runs
Facts.
in battle rap.
Facts.
So that's why I picked Big Show. That's why I picked Big Show because he was a champion.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Even if it was for a short period of time, he still had them championship runs. You've been on Gnomes. You've been on Summer Madnesses. It's been times where...
Only way I meant was headlining. That's what I meant, headlining.
But you know something that's crazy, right?
Come on.
That you wouldn't believe this, and somebody would say DNA's career. I've never headlined one either.
Not even with the NWX tag.
Never headlined a Gnome with Summer Madness. I just been on lots of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And walked away with, you know
That
what I
is
mean?
crazy.
Performance of the night, body of the night, and all that. But like I said, again, what does that come from? Like, I'm comfortable saying that because I know that's the push. I've had multiple battles. Right now, DNA and Hollow could have been the main event for
Me and Sir could have been the same
Yeah,
thing.
You know what I mean?
Like,
So it's like let's not act like we don't have these moments
right.
in our career where we couldn't headline. That's just up to the promoter on what they doing. So that's why I said Big Show, because you've had championship runs. Like you versus Surf. That was the only thing being spoken about in the culture. Yeah, people could say, yo, it's Surf, but it's still Surf has had other people that he's battled.
And it
it
wasn't like
know what
that,
I mean? So it wasn't that. It wasn't that's what everybody was waiting to see. So that's why I say Big Show, because it's like I said, with the height thing, it mirrors like, you know what I mean? You being one of the prominent Spanish people, underrated, well respected by his peers. You had championship runs, and he's been dominant on multiple leagues. Like you have WCW, WWF, AEW, TNA. You know what I mean? He's been around, so that's why I go with Big Show.
Fire. I think all the answers was fire. So like I appreciate that.
Yeah, nah,
you know what I'm saying? For
real
real.
rap. I don't know if we got time, but I actually got a question.
Yeah.
For y'all being the bad rappers that y'all are. So what would y'all feel, whoever wants to answer first, what would y'all feel in a quintessential battle of yours is your signature move and what's your finishing move?
My finishing move is definitely there's some shit we gotta speak about. That's gotta be my finishing move, right? I mean, sometimes things just happen and it's like once it's created, you can't go back. Of course, I started with Hollihan with it, and it's like, how do you top that? Right, so early on, how do you top that? So I think like that was something I had to teeter with. Like, how do I do this real talk and keep it up at this type of level, because I've set the bar so high, you know. But I think rounds like against Prez Mafia, rounds against Daylight, rounds against. I personally always like my rounds with Ice Part 2. Like I always liked how I addressed him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even battles, Surf now, how I addressed him, or T-Top, or like certain things like that. That's definitely my finishing move.
So when that come out, it's y'all already know it's a heavy hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm gonna say that, then yeah.
And what you say is your signature move? Signature move would be like the setup to the finish. Or something that mirrors that.
Nasty. Whenever he says that.
I mean, I don't know. With battle rap, it's a little weird because that might just go on how you set it up. Like who your battler is, you know?
I feel like though for you it's the So Free Throw joint.
I was just about to say,
I was gonna say, anytime
I get in my
See,
little-
speak Spanish. I was just about to
which
say.
I've been
Spanish, I think
tapping
that's
in,
the
which
thing.
I've been
That
tapping
shit,
in a
that's
lot more. It was like, and that was a part of like of a rebrand. Like, all right, I gotta spice some things up. Literally, like spice it up. Like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Let me, and then it started working. Oh, I do the cha cha, or you know what I mean? So Frito, you know what I mean? Home Depot, like you know what I mean? Like it definitely hits. That's right. That's right.
For me,
So signature move and finish it.
simple. Signature move is when I'm freestyling. Finishing move is getting the fuck out.
Get him the fuck out. Good
I
night.
mean, yeah, it's good night.
it's
Once
the
that
The
hits,
biggest crowd reaction in battle rap
yeah,
history.
once that hits, it's good night. You know what I mean? That's
Biggest
the
crowd
Undertaker
reaction in
tombstone.
battle rap
I mean, the
history.
freestyles, the choke slam.
So now last question, if I may. So both of y'all, who caught y'all finishing move the worst? And why? I think we already know.
Will
But
called it.
Yeah,
We all know
Will
Ill Will
caught it the word, and Hollihan caught it the worst.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, Ill Will
there
caught
was
the
no
fuck
coming.
out of that word.
Hollihan stopped rapping.
Ill Will caught the finishing move worse, and the signature. It's been a lot. I made a lot of moments on freestyle, but Twerk might have.
So I was just about to say Twerk.
I was about to
Mistake.
say twerk.
Rookie mistake was definitely that was
Rookie
Did you
mistake.
freestyle with who you?
It might be Twerk, might be your joint too, or something matters with just so free throw.
Yeah, the Sofrito.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
The Sofrito.
shout out to Twerk.
Shout out to Twerk. I was just about to say.
Official,
Thank you.
Official caught it back
Thank you.
too though.
Yeah.
In that second
Yeah,
round.
she
when
got
Oh,
that too.
yeah.
Free Twerk.
Yeah.
Before we jump into the last segment of the show, I want to ask you this, because we had this conversation amongst ourselves. If you could compare me to a wrestler, who would it be, in your opinion?
Compare you to a wrestler. I want to think something unique too.
Yeah.
I would definitely have to say like. That's a good one. Probably have to be Nash.
Kevin Nash?
Yeah, Kevin Nash or Kevin Nash, because he was dominant in WWE and he was dominant in WCW, right? You know, I don't know if you seen that tweet where it said who can go to the Hall of Fame and King of the Dot and URL. There's only like 5 of us.
Yeah, me.
It's only you, Clips. There's not that many more. You know what I'm saying? Like for both. And I feel like if Kevin Nash was to go to Hall of Fame and it was split, he would go into both. I would feel like you too. You had championship runs. You were dominating, like the way you say his dominating figure, your whole freestyle ability and being the youngest at the time. Yeah. Like that was something that DNA really like niggas haunted on. Yeah. He's 16. He's 17. Like people would just look at that, the kid with the missing tooth, that freestyles. You figured out how to reverse those negatives and make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? So over the time when you did that, it made it like super crazy, bro. And the fact is, he was a part of one of the biggest movements ever. You was part of that with NWX, with the 2-on-2s. Like, it was a whole resurgent into the culture. The same way when Nash did NWO, it was a whole new resurgent into the culture. And you teamed up with a nigga. Same way he did.
Facts.
I like that.
Right.
All right. Well,
do this, man.
Hopping off of that, because I like that. That was a good answer. We're going to get into one of my favorite parts of the show. This is called the kick out.
Kick out.
This is where
kick out.
2.
Yeah, I'm the referee.
I'm going to ask you a bunch of quick fire questions. You have 3 seconds to answer each one. For each one you answer, you're going to get a point. For each one you can't answer, you're going to lose a point.
Is this the Patreon part?
No, it's not crazy. It's
just
a mixture
for the
battle.
gram, though, so
the last 2 questions are going to be last man standing style. You get 10 seconds each.
All
right. So the kick out
go.
is going to start in 3, 2, 1. First question: Stone Cold or The Rock?
The Rock.
Who is your battle rap GOAT?
2.
Clips.
Who is the rapper you most want to rematch?
1, 2.
Easy to block.
Who is someone you haven't battled that you want to battle?
Calico.
Best wrestling diva?
The Rock.
What?
What? No, I meant
That's on Patreon. That's on Patreon.
All right, let's.
That's on Patreon.
I meant to say Ric Flair though, because he had things a certain way.
Diva.
What? Yeah, you said diva.
What is it?
See, I thought you meant like a nigga just being a diva.
Okay. All right.
But I ain't gonna lie, son. It gotta be Trish Stratus, bro. It gotta be Trish Stratus.
We'll accept that. We'll accept that.
That was getting nasty.
The way that you might have to, but I know you went with terms like baby face like that.
Yeah, that's
that was getting nasty.
But Sonny is right up there too. Free Sonny, man.
Let's continue off of that. Next question: do you think you could make it as a wrestler?
No.
The battle rapper who you think could make it as a wrestler?
Suge. The big guys get advantages. They don't have to do certain things.
That's a fact. It's just funny.
Next question: Undertaker or Sting?
Undertaker.
Raw or SmackDown?
Raw.
The best battle rap female diva. You know what? We'll go with males and females. Best battle rap diva.
Best battle rap diva.
No. I don't like diva being mentioned with guys.
Okay.
Battle rap female.
Best battle rap female.
Misfit.
Of course.
Stone Cold Stunner or the Rock Bottom?
Rock Bottom.
If there was a battle rap world champion, who would it be?
Right now?
Right now.
Geechee.
Your toughest opponent yet?
Hitman.
Shawn Michaels or Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan.
Now, these you get 10 seconds each, last man standing style. I need your battle rap Mount Rushmore and then your wrestling Mount Rushmore. We'll start with battle rap.
All right. Excluding me?
Yeah.
Okay, battle rap Mount Rushmore, Clips, Math, Hollow. No, Clips, Math, DNA, Lux.
All right, now give me your wrestling Mount Rushmore.
Scott Hall, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, and Undertaker.
All right, nice. That was the kick out.
Ding, 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 ding,
I'm
ding,
pretty
ding.
sure we have to double check, but I'm pretty sure you got them all. I think you're the leader on the.
I mean, we
What
can't
side?
let him rock. We can't let him rock.
He got everything but one.
with
He
the
didn't do
diva. The diva drum. We gotta let that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
then
I
it would be
just
tied.
misunderstood. Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
it's all
misunderstood
good.
the
It's all
question.
good.
Nah. We know you misunderstood
Yeah,
with them
but we-
answers.
yeah.
wasn't the same.
Yeah.
He's
Still got
answering
it.
them confidently. Oh, the
Yeah.
Rock.
That's why it can't count.
Kobe said Diva. Ric Flair.
Word.
But yo, shout out to Cortez for pulling up Attitude Era Podcast Episode 2. Stone Cold Heel Turn. Was it good or bad? Like I said, once again, make sure y'all sign up for the Patreon. That's where the bonus content of this episode will be, which where it gets lit. That's where the freestyle happens. That's where the sound off happens. That's where we, find out what was the classic wrestling bars. Cortez said you can only get that on Patreon, so make sure y'all do that. Once again, shout out to Chalkline for sponsoring us with the merch, DNAGMDW.com. Shout out to the creators and the wonderful co-hosts, Warren, Wynn, Z the Dropout. Anybody got closing words?
I was just about to say, shout outs to me, man. You know, a lot of times I'm always shouting out to other people, but shout outs to me.
Shout outs to Warren.
Shalom, man. We here.
I'm going to give another shout out to Cortez, someone who, he knows this because I had conversations. I've fucked with him for a long time before Get Money, Drink Water, all that. But you know you're my favorite, bro. But yeah, shout out to Cortez.
We're going to have to double check the paperwork after this.
Yeah.
Nah, but
I'm available.
I'm available.
Oh, nah, we out of here, y'all.
Well, that
We out of here. Good night. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.